And we say good morning to you. Welcome aboard, show number 2027. We're here on a Monday. Thank you for being with us. So, you don't want to know, and I'm not going to tell you. So, anyway, we're here. Thank God, even Andrew got involved, tried to help. So, it's a dog and pony show at times. And so, woof, woof, and yeehaw, yeehaw. Is that how the pony goes? Anyway, happy birthday to Michael Bolton having a birthday today. He's 71. You probably don't care, and I don't really care. I just thought I'd tell you. He's 71 today. So, anyway, it's a Monday. We're here. We're going to roll with this puppy dog, and we're going to take a break. We're going to play the national anthem. We're all going to hold hands, sing Kumbaya, and then we're going to come back, and we're going to let Andrea pontificate right after this from Gabe Short on the Tom Taylor Sports. And
oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we've watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet waved o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
oh, me, oh, my. Hello, good morning. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Oh, I'm wonderful. So,
Yes, you are.
yeah, it's a wonderful day in the neighborhood. So, anyway, good morning, good afternoon, and good night. That's what you used to say.
Do you need a
I got
repeat,
got
a
them all
redo, or
covered.
repeat?
I got it covered. So, thank you that Andrew Lewis came by. She's a ray of sunshine and giggles and kind of lightens the mood. So, yeah, we had a computer glitch again today for the 38th time. So, but everybody says it's just modern technology. Isn't that the catchphrase? Why it doesn't work? It's just modern technology.
It happens to all of us. It's happened once to all of us, I promise.
Okay. So, anyway, that's why we're getting on late. Well, I apologize. So, we're ready to roll. So, we got basketball tonight. Where am I going? Claiborne, Tennessee. No, Claiborne County. New Tazewell, Tennessee, going there tonight. Lady Cyclones and the Lady Falcons volunteer. We're going there at 7 o'clock from New Tazewell, Tennessee. So, you need to tune in and see if we're on tonight. You're going to go, uh-oh.
Tonight, it'll work out. It'll work out.
I hope so.
5G will get you through, or 4G, one of them.
Yeah, 5G, BR5409, something will make it work. There you go. There you go. So, all right. You like Michael Bolton? He's having a birthday today.
I do.
Good.
Yeah, he's got a
Mike,
unique
Andrew,
voice.
Here, Mike, Andrew likes you. Happy birthday, Hall. 71 today. So.
Hello,
right.
Mike. Mike?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're in first name base on Mike.
Okay.
The man in black would be having a birthday today. He'd be 92, Johnny Cash. So.
Wow.
So, are you a Johnny Cash fan?
I am a Johnny Cash fan.
Yeah.
I love his music.
Yeah. What's your favorite Johnny Cash song?
Help me. Fire.
Ring of Fire?
Yes.
I fell into the Ring of Fire. There you go.
I love the Ring of Fire.
Okay. There you go. We're ready to roll then. Don't know where to go from here. So.
Ready or not.
Here we go. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. David Nanny's here. Mrs. Miller's here. We got them lined up, stacked up and ready to go. So we got to get on with it. So these people got places to go, things to do. So tell me again from Northeast Community Credit Union about the HELOC loan special, would you please?
We have rolled out the HELOC loan special and just wanted to announce that today. If you are in the need of a new pool, a dream vacation, lawn needs, or a remodel, HELOC is the way to go. And right now, it's starting at 5.99% APR. So, run. And
run to NCCU.
Run.
That's good. It is a good rate, isn't it?
It is a good rate. It is right now. Call us, 547-1200. You can come in, talk to one of our loan experts at any of our locations. We're located in Roan Mountain. We have a branch in Elizabethton off of 19E. Our main office is behind Elizabethton High School, and then we have one in Johnson City on West Oakland Avenue. So run, 5.99% APR, HELOC for all your dream needs or remodels.
New pool, hot tub,
Who
dream
doesn't want
vacation,
that?
screened-in porch, back porch, deck, boat,
New kitchen.
jet skis, new kitchen, redo the bathroom, put on new roof, whatever you need.
That's right.
You name it, your need will be different, different strokes, different folks, but 547-1200 would be a good place to start. Or go to the website, which is
BeMyCU.org.
There you go. I'm glad you're back. We missed it last week. How did the training go, by the way? Go good?
Training was
Training?
Training was different this year, but it was very good.
Okay.
I was exhausted, but that's okay. And so I'm just I'm glad that we could all get together because we don't get to see a lot of our teammates. They're at different locations, obviously. So it's really good to see them and fellowship. So
it was shut down last week for President's Day, so they all got together and had a little training day.
Yeah, it was nice.
Yep. So got to kind of rebond, if
yes.
you will. Seuss on the Loose. What's going on with that, ma'am?
Seuss on the Loose. It's coming up this Saturday, and it's going to be Seussical crazy in the Cover Bridge Park. I don't know if you've ever been. That's the most children I've ever seen in the Cover Bridge Park, and for good reason. There's inflatables.
And more
There's characters. There is a Museum of Money hosted by Northeast Community Credit Union with giveaways and fun and games. Elizabethton River Riders will be there. Carter County Drug Prevention, Elizabethton Parks and Rec, downtown Elizabethton, the Elizabethton Carter County Library. It's going to be insanely fun. And the weather's going to be great. And let's just knock on wood right now.
It's going to be Seussical on Saturday.
It's going to be Seuss on the Loose. Seussical.
Seuss on the Loose, Seussical. Coming up noon, is everything free?
I believe so.
Yeah.
It's all free. And it's 12 to 3.
Noon to 3 this Saturday, downtown Elizabethton. Seuss on the Loose in honor of the obvious Dr. Seuss. It's that time of year. It's the end of February, early March. We celebrate Dr. Seuss.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun.
Green eggs and ham. What's another one? Cat in the Hat, green eggs and ham. Cat in the Hat, green eggs and ham. The Needle Stuck. Trying to think of another book written by. Oh, they got the Grinch. Yeah, got the Grinch. Yep. So, anyway, it's all coming up on Saturday. It's free. Northeast Community Credit Union is going to be playing a big part there, and that's good. Mm-hmm. The William Armstrong Scholarship. Tell me about that, would you please?
We've got to tell you about that because your seniors that are graduating and going to be further in their education after high school, they have the opportunity to apply for our William Armstrong Scholarship. $500 will be given to each graduating senior that is selected from all of our Carter County, Elizabethton City high schools. And we will be going to their award ceremony to give that on their awards day if they're selected. So it's $500. The application is at bmycu.org under resources and forms, and turn it in by March the 31st. It is the deadline, March the 31st. There's a few requirements, and just look over those. That's not hard. If you're not a member, you can become a member. It's just $5, and so maybe you'll get $500 scholarship.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nothing ventured, nothing gained. You never know until you try.
Right.
You got to get it in there and get it going. So, very good. The HELOC loan special going on right now at all locations. We have locations, the main one in behind the high school here on Jason Witten Way. We have one on 19E. We have one on Oakland Avenue, right down the street from Mellow Mushroom in Johnson City. And our fourth location would be Roan Mountain.
Roan Mountain off of 19E.
19E, and the other one is up on
Elizabethton.
Elizabethton on 11E.
19E.
19E. So we have two on 19E.
We do.
One on Roan Mountain.
They're a few miles apart.
Yeah.
One's higher elevation, one is lower elevation. So.
I love this lady. So one's higher elevation. That's her way of covering it. You don't know where you're talking about. So it's 19E twice, Roan Mountain, a little bit closer here, Jason Witten, and then we go to Oakland Avenue. So,
yes. Call me if you have any problems finding us. Thank you.
Thank you for being a comfort. Seriously,
you're welcome.
You're good. So that was good. Thank you that you came by and got her back down. Good job.
Yes.
We will see you next Monday, I hope.
I'll be here.
Thank you. She's a very nice lady. She's a big help. We'll take a break. We'll be right back after this. Mr. Nanny's in the seat next from the Parks and Rec on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. We're talking to Joseph Taylor, one of our great sponsors here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show and Cyclone Sports. And what's going on at Ivy Hall Nursing Home?
Ivy Hall, we would love to have short-term rehab patients. If you go in for knee surgery, shoulder surgery, stuff like that, you need a little bit of rehab, please consider Ivy Hall. We have private rooms for our short-term rehab patients. We offer physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy, full-time respiratory therapy. We'd love to take care of you.
Looking for help? Looking for folks to work here?
Absolutely, 100%. If you want to come in, if you're a CNA, LPN, RN, you want to work in dietary, laundry, housekeeping, we would love to have you. You can go to ivyhallnursinghome.com and fill out an application. Somebody will certainly call you back if you put in an application.
Yep. So all these different folks, you take care of these different therapy programs, right?
Absolutely. We love the short-term patients. We love the long-term patients. Either one, we want to take care of anybody that comes our way, for sure.
Social media?
Social media, Ivy Hall Nursing Home on Facebook. And like I said, ivyhallnursinghome.com.
There you go. One of our great sponsors, folks. Love promoting them. Again, the great folks here in Elizabethton, sponsor of the Tom Taylor Sports Show and Cyclone Sports, Ivy Hall Nursing Home. Well, she's not allowed to leave yet because apparently Mr. Nanny informed me that I did not know this, but she has been chosen and deservedly so, as the Volunteer of the Year. She said, do I have to talk about this? I said, yes, you do. So here we are. Did not know that. Please pontificate, ma'am. First off, congratulations. I didn't know that. So
Thank you.
Would you tell us who chose you and all that? Because you do work, you do a lot of things behind the scenes.
So I was selected as the governor's volunteer adult honoree of Carter County this year, and so I went down to Franklin last weekend and accepted the award, and I was nominated by Bill Lee, the mayor
Carter
of
County
Carter
Mayor?
County,
Patty Woodby?
Patty Woodby, and the Elizabethton Chamber, and the citizens of Carter County.
Named you the Governor's Cup
It's
Volunteer
the
of the Year.
longest term. Let me try to get this right. The Tennessee Governor Volunteer Adult Honoree Award of 2023.
Wow.
Of my last year, so.
Very good.
Thanks.
So she deserved to get a little recognition. So
Oh, shoot.
and we did. So
Well, thank you.
what did you get? A trophy? Get a plaque?
I got me a clear plaque, and it's in there in my office, along with my other cool
Award.
knickknacks, you know.
So would you bring it next week, please?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I'll bring it.
Seriously, I want to brag on her.
Sure.
She does a great job. She's a big help of what we do here on the show with the NCCU. So I know that she does a lot out in the community. Obviously, that's the case, or she wouldn't have been nominated and won. So please bring the hardware next Monday.
You got it.
All right, now you can go.
Okay, thank you.
You're allowed to leave now. So she's now going to go, and Mr. Nanny's going to get in the hot seat. We're talking to Carter County Imagination Library coming up too. Come on, Mr. Nanny. Bump, 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 bump. So there you go. Our interim Parks and Rec Director of Elizabeth, City of Elizabethton, Mr. David Nanny, in the house. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing good.
Thank you for telling me about her. I had no clue. So
Yeah, well, I thought it was very important that we
It is
make
important.
sure that we recognize
absolutely,
excellence when we see it.
absolutely. She did a great. She is very deserving of that honor and that
Absolutely.
award. So
Absolutely.
Seuss on the Loose, she kind of touched on a little bit, but
Yeah, it's
got a bunch of folks going to be involved. Tell me about it.
Absolutely. Well, we've got really, I mean, there's a whole lot of people. Of course, this is going to be Saturday, March the 2nd, from 12 until 3, as Andrea said. And it'll start out, at as you make your journey to Covered Bridge Park. You pick up your sneak sheet. Remember this from last year?
Mm-hmm.
The sneak sheet at the library, and along your way, you stop at these participating businesses: Carter County Bank, Boomtown, Pioneer Tattoo, Simply Blessings General Store, the Curious Moon
Apothecary.
yes. The Peddler's Cart, Tweetsy Trailing, and you pick up things along the way. It's kind of like a what do you call it? What am I trying to say? Anyway, you pick up things along the way. Each place will
Like
have,
a scavenger hunt?
Yeah, kind of like a scavenger hunt.
Yeah.
They'll have different things you'll be able to, pick up on. Each place will be decorated like Seuss, and have things to give away and things that you check off your list, and then you show back up at the park for some fun, where the Elizabethton Parks and Recreation Department has turned Covered Bridge Park into Dr. Seuss land, and we'll have different characters there. There'll be, I know we'll have Cat in Hat will be there. Who did I say a minute ago? The Grinch will be there,
Oh, yeah.
and some of the other characters. So plus, there's a lot of prizes. You turn your sneak sheets in, and then you're available for those prizes. And plus, there's going to be inflatables and just a lot of giveaways and a lot of cool fun. Just that whole period of time, that whole 3 hours.
And so it's from noon to 3 on Saturday.
Yes.
And it's free.
Yes, absolutely free.
Yeah.
Absolutely free. So, and it's brought to you by, of course, our community partners, Carter County Drug Prevention, the Elizabethton River Riders, Northeast Community Credit Union, Schaefer Insurance Company, State of Franklin Health Associates, just to name a few. Plus, of course, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the Elizabethton Carter County Library, and I think I said Carter County Bank a minute ago. There's just tons of people. And Andrea and I were talking. I absolutely love events when everybody participates and has a hand in it. And she's right. This has been, over the last few years, one of the largest events. I mean, there's kids everywhere.
Will be good.
So that's awesome that we have that kind of participation. So, bring your kiddos out and have a good time. And,
Can I keep that?
You certainly can.
Talk it up all week?
Absolutely. I'll let you
Thank you.
have that.
Hello to Carl Wilson. Hello to Brenda Grindstaff. You know what Conway says? Hello, darling. Also, you've got Pete and Crystal Slagle. We are traveling to New Tazewell tonight to bring you Lady Cyclone basketball. Just say a prayer. It'll work. That's all I'm asking.
Oh,
Just say
it'll
a
work.
prayer.
It'll work.
So,
Here, I'll touch it.
we'll go in there. There you go.
There
touch
we go.
it.
That made it.
Or punch it. Maybe just punch it. What did Fonzie do with the jukebox? He used to
He
hit
used
it.
to hit it.
Hit it.
Hey.
Yeah. Hey. And the jukebox start playing.
Yeah,
So,
I don't think I have that touch.
No, I don't either. So Dr. Minton and I will bring it to you beginning at 7 o'clock tonight from Claiborne High School. The Lady Cyclones and the Lady Falcons. Winner moves on. Losers eliminated. And so if you win tonight, you're guaranteed 2 more. You go back for the regional championship on Wednesday. The other side of the bracket tonight is Crockett and Greenville. And then if you win tonight, you play Wednesday for the championship, and then you'll play Saturday either at home or on the road for a chance to go to the state tournament next week. So it's a big deal tonight. A lot of pressure,
Absolutely.
a lot of stress. In my humble opinion, it's the game of the year because if you lose, you're done. If you win, you play 2 more games and get a chance to go to Murfreesboro. So you got to win this one tonight.
You got to do it.
Yep. Heat's on both teams, all 4 teams. Crockett and Green will play the first one at 6. We'll play the second one at 7:30. We're on there at 7. So audio only. And so we're looking forward to doing that for you tonight from Claiborne High School. Glow in the Dark Dodgeball. When's that coming up?
Yeah, another Glow in the Dark Dodgeball. That'll be March 15th. Coming up. It'll be right around the corner. It'll be here before you know it. So, yeah, it's another one of those, you wear your brightest colors, and we have the black lights, so you glow, the ball glows, everything glows, and, it's admission is free. It's just another fun thing, just a good time for kids and parents alike. It's a K through 12 kind of thing, and everybody plays. And at the end, the parents get on one side of the gym and the kids on the other, and they battle it out too. So it's fun.
Intense.
Yes, everybody has a good time.
Everything we need to know about the Elizabethton Parks and Rec can be found where on the social media?
It can be found on Facebook at Elizabethton Parks and Rec, and also at our website, elizabethton.org.
Yep. If you missed it, Evan Carter got hit yesterday on the forearm. It did not break. They ran x-rays, but he got hit on the forearm, got pulled out of the game, so they're watching as a precautionary measure. So Evan got hit yesterday on the pitch, and he did you see that? Did you know that?
I didn't see that.
Yep.
I didn't know that one.
Yep. So he got hit on the forearm, so he's out. They ran x-rays. Wasn't anything broke, but they're just going to keep just observing from day to day here for a couple of days, see how it's going to go. So we don't want Evan Carter's arm to be broke or forearm or anything.
No.
So we'll let you know about that. We've got a lot of sports coming up, so don't we have lots to cover here when we get going. So it's Tennessee plays Wednesday night against Auburn. That'll be a big ball game.
Big game.
At the Food City Center in Knoxville. Big ball game. So
And next, it's all big from now on.
Oh, yeah. They got Auburn, they got South Carolina, they got Kentucky, they've got 4 games left. Who they got? They got Auburn, South Carolina, somebody, and Kentucky.
Yeah. Is it Alabama?
Alabama, thank you.
Okay, I thought so.
Yeah, Auburn, South Carolina, Alabama, and Kentucky.
Yeah.
They'll wrap up the regular season at home against the Wildcats. So
those are games, all 4 games that you can win, or all 4 games that you can lose.
Absolutely.
Those are just out there. So
yep,
we're going to win them though.
Yep, that's the goal. they're playing some pretty good basketball right now. So
Absolutely.
don't forget tonight we'll go on air at 7 o'clock from Claiborne High School. Are the cheerleaders going, by the way?
Yes.
Good.
Sure
Our
they
cheerleaders are going, making a long trek, about 2 hours from here, I was told. Go to Bean Station, hang a right.
Mm-hmm.
You ever been to New Tassel? I've never been there.
No.
Okay, I haven't either. So
I've been, well, maybe I have a long time ago.
yeah. So anyway, we're going to be there. We'll go in there at 7 o'clock and see what happens tonight. Tipping off with 7:30 audio only. When you tune in tonight, we'll get people saying, "Where's the video? Where's the camera?" And I'm going to go ahead and tell you, here's what you're going to see right there.
That's it.
That's it. And be glad you got that. I hope we get up here to work.
Oh yeah. Well, you've got Dr. Minton there, so he's the resident tech on your squad anyway.
I've got Kerry Taylor. I've got Andrea
Kerry.
Lewis.
Yeah.
Now I've got Dr. Minton, David Nanny if need be.
Oh yeah, I'm at the end of the bench next to the water.
Dale Fair.
Be the-
He can be my technical guy too. Just
technical
gurus.
Yeah.
So anyway, we'll do that tonight. Looking forward to it. I'll see you next Monday.
Sounds good, brother.
Thank you, sir. You're very kind. Appreciate you very much. We'll take a quick break. We're going to go and talk about something near and dear to my heart. Reading. Carter County Imagination Library is here. We want to talk about that with them, and we'll do that right after this break. From Pleasant Beach Baptist Church, one of our sponsors here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
This is Pastor Fallow, Pleasant Beach Baptist Church in Elizabethton, and we'd love to have you come be with us. You and your family be with us on Sunday. I'm standing here in the lobby at our visitors table, our welcome table, and there's packets made up with tells you a little more about the church and get acquainted card, and then also a mug and some things in there for you to take with you to remind you to pray for us. And we've got a place for you and your family and want you to come. Our goal is for you to know the Lord Jesus Christ as your Savior. But beyond that, to find your purpose and contentment in life of knowing Him, walking with Him, and serving Him each day. And so we want you and your family to come be with us Sunday morning, Sunday night, or Wednesday night. We're looking forward to seeing you soon. You can find a little more information about us online at pleasantbeachbaptist.com.
The Eagle Center, downtown Elizabeth. What's it all about, ma'am?
Well, thank you, Tom. It's a great place to shop. We have a little bit of everything. We like to use the quote, "Things tell a story when people no longer can."
Mm-hmm.
So we have a building full of things that are reminders of our past, good conversation pieces, things that add character to your home, collectibles, home decor, furniture, vinyls, coins, just a little bit of everything.
2 floors. How many vendors?
We have over 50 vendors.
Over
We have
50 vendors.
Downstairs and a main floor.
Lots and lots of things in here. Something for everybody, for kids, for men, for ladies. Going back, antiques is what it's all about. So period costumes, period clothing, period jewelry, furniture, glassware. It's all right here. Hours are open.
We're open 10 to 5, Monday through Saturday, closed on Sunday.
Social media, how to find you?
And we're on Facebook at Eagle Center Co-op, and then we have an Instagram that's Eagle Center Antiques.
Yep. And the phone number is?
It's 542-5547.
Last thing, what separates the Eagle Center from all the other antique stores in the Tri-Cities?
Well, I think it's probably the vendors. We just have really good vendors who bring in really quality things, and they change up all the time. They're in and out every week, bringing new things, and they're really good about keeping their booths clean and neat, and the things are displayed easily so you can see them. And we just have a lot of unique, unusual things.
And the slogan is?
Things tell a story when people no longer can.
There you go. The Eagle Center, downtown Elizabethton, proud sponsor of the Tom Taylor Sports Show and Elizabethton Cyclone Sports. Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, ready to go here. One of the stories we'll get into in a few minutes, the NCAA, Clifton Corker, the judge, this ruling was made in Greenville last week, federal court, and so they've upheld everything. In essence, in layman's terms, Tennessee won against the NCAA, and we'll get into that in a few minutes, but Tennessee over the name, image, and likeness, and Nico and the NCAA is wanting to come after Tennessee, and the judge pretty much, I'll read the story in a minute, pretty much smacked them down, and so, which is good for Tennessee, I think, and for the NCAA. And former player Dale Ferry, I think you know all about how good this guy was back in the day, played for Tennessee. So I think we talk about it. We'll get into the Carter County Imagination Library in a second, but the transfer portal, the name, image, and likeness as a former athlete, yay, nay, don't care, don't know.
Anytime, Tom, you put a lot of money into something, you better have the controls. And they just didn't have the controls going into it. It's kind of like social media. It's great. It can be really damaging.
Yep.
So you've got to have these side rails to the road.
Well put.
And so the same thing, they didn't do that. And,
nope.
And I think it was a no-brainer for them to side with Tennessee. And of course, Tennessee was just leading the way for a lot of schools. A lot of schools.
Yep.
So their money is root of all evil. You know that from the Bible.
Oh yeah.
And that doesn't mean you can't have money, but if you don't control it, then it could be devastating.
Well, you've been in business all your life, former bank president. We know the success of Dale Ferry, but how many people start a program in anything and go, okay, let's get it started. We'll put the rules in place down the road. Nobody does that.
Especially massive when we got 18-year-old kids making millions of dollars.
Exactly.
I mean, even these pros can't handle it. You think about a 17, 18, 19-year-old person in college that's trying to get an education so they have a career.
Yep.
They've already so much money they don't know what to do with it.
And the former president, who is the former president of the NCAA, I can remember when I read the story, I was sitting right here and I first read, so we're going to do transfer portal and name, image, and likeness, and I'm thinking, what are the rules and what's the stipulations, criteria? He basically said, let's get it rolling for these kids, make some money, we'll worry about that later. In essence, he's no longer there, he got replaced. But so anyway, we call it the Wild Wild West, and it truly is.
Money will do it to a lot of things.
Yeah. And again, here's the football coach of Georgia State, last name is Elliott, left last week in the middle of spring practice, or the beginning of spring practice, to go to take an assistant job in whatever capacity was at Georgia with Kirby Smart. So Georgia State shut down spring practice and shut down the spring football game because they didn't have a coach. Well, they have since hired one, but now as a result of that, you've had a pretty good exodus of kids leaving to go to another school because they didn't think it was going to have football.
I don't know if you ever read the Bear Bryant book, but he talked about the heart of kids that come out of high school, and he would 10 to 1 rather have a kid from Alabama because when the times got rough in a ball game, he was an Alabama boy.
Mm-hmm.
He might not be as talented as a kid from another state, but there was a heart thing, and that's the way that I just see this portal. There's no allegiance.
No
allegiance. If you don't like the coach, he didn't play you quite enough for your satisfaction,
yep.
or he fussed at you in a meeting,
yep.
Well, just jump over into the portal. I just don't understand it, and I won't understand it.
I'm right there with you. Give me some smoke right here. But key to that whole thing was, have you ever read the book on Bear Bryant? That's why he's here. Carter County Imagination Library, helping these kids read, and so this is a really, really, really cool program, much needed. And for folks out there, it's getting louder. I want you to hold it. So for folks out there who don't know, tell them what this is all about. It's a great program.
This is a vision of Dolly Parton, and anytime she puts her weight behind something, her money, her influence, it's a great thing. And it's a great thing for rural communities to have kids that have availability to books, because let's just face it, resources are not there for them to travel to the Grand Canyon or to Death Valley or to Niagara Falls, but they can sure go there in books. And if you learn that talent, then just like I was telling you before we went on air, I've been out of the pocket for 3 or 4 days at a youth rally. I haven't read the papers. I don't know what's going on, but I will catch up. But reading is so important in your everyday life today that if you don't get it while you're young, so what Dolly set up is a kid can get 60 books in their name, mailed to their address, so they can go to the mailbox and pick it up,
yep.
and have mom and dad, until they learn to read it to them. And when they start kindergarten, they have a library of 60 books. And it, Tom, in the about 20 years we've been, I think we started in 2005. We started in 2004, but I think we started getting books in 2005. We're closing in on 500,000 books in Carter County. We're at 457,000 books have already been mailed.
Awesome.
To just a little community like Carter County. And these kids, they love it. They love to get something in their own name. They're proud of it. It's theirs. Can you read it to me? And then the next thing you know, they become readers. Now, I sit down and read novels. My mother does that. She's 89. She still reads. She reads on her tablet. She gets books on tablet now, but she's a reader. And so she read to us when we were young. I don't know if that happens in a lot of households, but when you get these books, it's hard to tell a 3-year-old or a 4-year-old, now I'm not going to read this book you just got in the mail. It's a little pressure on parents, but it's a great program. And when it started, Phil Bredesen was our governor, and he said, what we'll set up a foundation called the Books from Birth Foundation, and we will pay half of the great price that Dolly got on these books. We'll pay half of that if you could come up with the other half locally. So we have a board. It's not absolute free. It's very inexpensive. When it gets down to us, mailing costs and everything, it's less than $1.25 a book. But that is $1 a cut, and we have over 2,000 kids getting them right now. So you can do the math on there. We have to raise money locally. The other thing, and I'll answer any question you have, but the other thing is we started what I think is very important is the Educators Hall of Fame, and that's coming up in April, and we've already got 60 inductees. I've got their names here. I'm going to leave it with you, but you'll know a lot of these names, and Josh Wandale passed away. He was in 2003. This is the year 2003. We always put 2 from the county and 2 from the city every year into the Hall of Fame. And coaches, principals, superintendents, there's a great list of names here. There are 60 names on here since we started this. And can you think of anybody more important in your life than a preacher, a coach, or a teacher that's influenced your life? And we have halls of fame for everything. If you toe tap dance or something, you can get in the Hall of Fame. But here's this real, I think it's Hall of Fame. We've got that coming up in April. Sometime April the 5th, April the 11th. I thought I wrote it down. April the 11th. It's at the First Baptist Church. We will be inducting 4 more people into the Hall of Fame. You can pick up a nomination. If you want a teacher that you think influenced your life and a lot of others, you want to in the Hall of Fame, you can pick up that nomination form at the Elizabethton and Carter County Library and get it in real soon. And you can see the names on here. I mean, Sid Hathaway, a lot of people know him. My cousin, Martha Laws, taught for 30-some years. Now, these are Harry Ellis, Willie Church, Mary Emma Brown. She was great. Harry Fine, I don't know if you know that name. To me, that's one of the best. I got to induct him into the Elizabethton Hall of Fame. And to me, he was a man among men. When the Japanese surrendered, he was a Marine on the ship taking up the swords as they went in to sign the surrender. I mean, it's a great story.
Wow.
But Harry Fine is a legend, and he's one of the early ones that we put in there. Donna Netherland was my first grade teacher, and she was a great teacher. Charlie Lifford, I had him twice in high school as in algebra. So you can go to, and since I didn't go, Margaret Broom was taught my kids over at Kingburg. So, I mean, you've got some great people in there. There's 60 names. I just think it's so important we honor these people that have given their life, not for money, but given their life to educate our kids.
For the kids, yep.
And it's called the Educators Hall of Fame, April 11th, First Baptist. And if you want to see and you hear the story, just like you just recently gave us a story at Quan's Club, your story, these people, we hear the story of the Harry Fines and the Edward Alexanders. When Ed was right out of high school and college, he went to the Vietnam War. He's a veteran of the Vietnam War. Josh Wandale, you know about the Wandale story.
Yep.
And how great an all-state player he was. But anyway, I'd just like to promote that too, as well as we started this through the Imagination Library. We started the Educators Hall of Fame.
So the city folks this year is Ed Alexander, the late Josh
That was
Wandell.
last year. That's 23.
Oh.
We'll have 24.
we don't know
We're having on
It's a
April the
surprise.
11th. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You have to
I'm
come.
sorry.
You have to come to
Yeah.
see who's going to be the new inductees.
So last year's Beth Cates and is that Rada?
Rada Dale, Ray Osborne,
Yeah.
and Josh Wandell and Ed Alexander.
So that was last year. This year we'll have 2 new ones in the city, 2 new ones in the county.
And
It'll
let
be
me
a
say,
surprise.
of the 2 on each one's still alive, one's deceased.
Mm-hmm.
So we always go back and get someone that's deceased, and then we want someone that's fairly recent and still alive that can receive it. And we always give it to the family of the deceased.
Neat stuff, folks. Coming up in 2 months in April. So we'll talk more about it. We'll have back talk
Yeah.
about that.
That's great.
So how can folks out there say, okay, I want to help these kids, and we got it down to, I think we figured out it's like for $14.20 or something like that.
Yeah, it's probably less than that. I checked for January. We paid like $1.12 locally for each book that was mailed out. So that changes because some of the books are a little bit higher than others, but it's somewhere under $1.25 per month that we have to pay, which is half of the great deal that Dolly got on the books. But the state of Tennessee pays the other half. But we do have to come up with that locally. So it's important that now, how do you contribute? You can go by the Elizabethton Carter County Library, see Ashley Williams. She is on the board. She's an officer there on the library. You can make your check out to Imagination Library. We also have a post office box. It's 1930, P.O. Box 1930, Elizabethton. It'll be Imagination Lives. Mitch Broyles at Elizabethton Federal is our treasurer right now, so his name is on the box, but it's the Imagination Library. And so, you can support a kid for a full year
For that right there.
for less than $15.
Yep.
$1 a quarter a piece.
I went $1.25 times 12 months is $15
well,
bucks.
it's
Sponsor
$1
kid. Cheaper than that.
Yeah, it's $1.06 in December. It's $1.12, I think, in January. So it's less than $1.25. So you can get by with less than $15 a month for a kid for a whole year.
There it is,
There it is.
$13.44 to sponsor kid for you.
And let me just say, folks, Tom Teller spoke. He contributed to the thing. So, I mean, he really believes in this, or he wouldn't have us all the time. The reason you're hearing from me is there's a lot of people work during the day that's on our committee that couldn't be here. But if you have it on a weekend or something, we got this Sluice on the Loose this coming weekend. The Imagination Live is involved in that this Saturday. The Hall of Fame coming up in April. So there's a lot of events coming up over the year. We have a walk to the Covered Bridge in September for all the school kids in the preschools and things like that. Walk to the Covered Bridge. We have people have the Dr. Seuss outfits on and read. This coming Saturday, they're going to be some of our members and our boards going to be reading to the kids.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's awesome, folks. So, again, if you'd like to do this, again, as we figured out, it's going to cost you $13.44 for a year. That way, what happens? That means a child in Carter County will get a book every month mailed to their home because you gave $13.44.
Right. You can't go to the bookstore right now and get one book for $13.44.
No.
Much less get a kid get 12. But it's a little bit more than that. They run to this mailbox.
Oh, yes.
It's theirs. It's in their name.
Remember, you were a kid, got something in the mail. It was a big deal.
Yeah. I remember Man from Uncle. I got my decoder, and remember that you had to decode something. It was, I remember Man from Uncle getting, sending that off and getting. And Mayflower had a thing for milk. That you could get so many and mail it in, you get a gift back. You remember? I don't know if you're younger than me, but
I remember.
It's so important that it's their book and they want someone to read it to, and it gives them that sense of wanting to be a reader later on.
Yep, it's real simple, folks. One more time, tell us how we can contribute. What do we mail it in or bring it to you, or what do we do?
You got me, you got Kelly Gagley, you've got so many people, but just run by the Elizabethton. It's right here in downtown, Sycamore Street and East Street. You just go by the library, make it out to the Imagination Library, Carter County, and give it to Ashley, or give it to anybody at the front desk and say, give this to Ashley. Or you can mail it to the P.O. Box 1930, Elizabethton.
There you go.
And we'll get that way.
If there's a will, there's a way.
Just promote it, and we're at 90%. Can you imagine it? 9 out of 10 kids right now in Carter County. Some of them move around, so it's hard to keep up with them. But we're one of the highest percentages in the state of Tennessee. At 90% of the kids eligible in Carter County are getting the books right now.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks
I'm
for
a little
coming.
passionate about it. But
Yeah, we are. Leaders today. Say, what's it say? Readers today, leaders tomorrow is what the late Walt Disney said. And he's right. Readers today,
it's a love.
leaders tomorrow. Yep. And as he said, you can sit right here today and start reading a book. You can go to the moon. You can go out in the middle of a cowboy fight in the Wild Wild West. You go to the jungle. You can go anywhere you want to go. I remember back when I was a kid reading Tom Sawyer and Huck Finn, painting that white
you
fence.
went down that river. You was on the boat.
I was on the boat with Becky Thatcher and Tom Sawyer and Huck Finn. I can still remember.
That's why she named it Imagination Library. It's in your mind.
Yeah.
You're reading it, so you're there.
Yep. Theater of the mind is what he used to say. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Yep.
Appreciate your support.
Quick break. We'll be right back. We'll talk another great organization, the Arm Ministries, next here in the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
We're proud to help our region move forward and help reopen every business we can.
I work at the Chick-fil-A.
I go to that Chick-fil-A all the time.
He came in the drive-thru. Before I can give him his change, he drove away. It was a month before he came back in.
Marcus hands me this envelope, and it's like $3.
I kept it in my back pocket for over a month.
That's crazy. I'm just like pretty stunned.
She's like, dude, you serious? What?
Appreciate the $3, man.
Yeah.
And we found out we both play trumpet.
And back with the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Don't forget Cyclone basketball tonight. The Lady Cyclones taking on the Volunteer Lady Falcons. And if you win, you move on. If you lose, you're done. We'll play tonight in Claiborne High School in New Tazewell, Tennessee. We'll be there tonight with the broadcast about 2 hours from here. 7 o'clock airtime and a tip-off at 7:30. Winner moves on, loser goes home. So we'll have that for you tonight. Dr. Minton and I will bring it to you audio only. So if you tune in tonight, go ahead and show you what you're going to see. They're going to say, well, boom, you're going to see that right there because we'll have audio, no camera tonight. And so we'll do that, and we'll be ready to bring it to you from, again, Claiborne High School. So Arm Ministries. Tell everybody what ARM stands for.
Good.
There you go.
Good morning. ARM stands for Assistance and Resource Ministries, Inc. We're located at 714 West C Street behind Ingles. What we are, we're a food pantry, clothing closet, and resource ministry that, just for example, last month we had 238 kids that we helped provide for, and we did provide clothing for over 438 families last month. So
Wow.
we're pretty busy, and we're still in need. We're taking donations March 16th from 10 a.m. to noon, and then we're having a DQ quest coming up, and it's 7 miles for ice cream, so you got to be dedicated to the ice cream.
So tell me how this works. The DQ in Johnson City, DQ right across the street here in Elizabeth, DQ being Dairy Queen. So tell me how this works.
Correct. We'll meet up at the Tweetsy Trail beginning in Johnson City, right by the Dairy Queen, and you'll register and take off from there. And we're doing this year, we're adding puppies and dogs you can bring, and we're going to provide scarves and bandanas for sale for them as well. And what we do is we go from the Tweetsy Trail, start in Johnson City, all the way up to the Elizabethton Dairy Queen.
Which is right here behind us.
Right here behind us.
Right.
And what we get there is we rest, catch our breath, and get an ice cream and a pup cup for the pups. So, and it's going to be April 13th, and it's
It's a fundraiser?
$25 fundraiser.
How much?
To help, $25.
$25
a
to do it. Okay.
So, and
Do you walk? Do you run?
you can walk, you can ride your bike.
Ride a bike?
You can
Push a stroller?
hoverboard, whatever you would like to do. Bring
Yeah.
your pets. and it'd be fun for the family. And it's 7 miles, so be prepared.
Mm-hmm.
And there's
It's all
no
pretty
time
flat,
limit.
right? It's all pretty flat.
Yeah.
So it's not like going up and down hills. It's not like you're hiking, but it is going to be 7 miles. It's the old railroad bed, now known as the Tweetsie Trail. So, but it's a great fundraiser, $25 a person. What's the date on that again?
April 13th.
April 13th. So we got a while, but want to tell you about that. So that's something to help out the ARM ministry, which is what we got going on here, is what we're talking about. So you look at that, and then you're looking for volunteers, right?
We're always looking for volunteers. We have a great staff now, and we'd like to continue adding to it. We're open Tuesdays and Wednesdays. There's other opportunities outside of those dates to volunteer for like events and things like that. So we're looking forward to meeting people and having them come see what we're about.
Yep. So the DQ, we talked to volunteers. What's the third thing you want to talk about?
Saturday's donation.
Yeah.
On March 16th. That's our second Saturday of the third Saturday of the month that will be open. And it was a huge success last month, and we're looking forward to doing it again.
Yep. And so that's coming up on
the 16th.
16th of March, which is in 2 weeks, is that right? 2 weeks from Saturday?
Correct.
Because this coming Saturday will be the 2nd of March, if you can believe that. Is that right? Yeah.
Correct. It's hard to believe it's going by so fast. Hey, come on. And Rick's here now. Hello. He can talk to us. I'll let you talk.
Yep. I was double checking. Yep, Friday's the 1st of March. It's hard to believe. Where did February go? Good night. Hello, Rick. How you doing, sir?
Doing just fine. We just finished making our Monday pickup runs at Sam's and Publix, and got about a ton of stuff this morning.
A literal ton of stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. What all did you get?
Oh, we got potatoes, produce, a lot of household items like toilet paper, clothing and such, about 90 pounds of frozen meat, and
Wow.
a bit of watermelons.
Watermelons, too. Awesome. So you're located behind Ingalls, right? On
Yes,
C
sir.
Street?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, and now who's eligible to come get this, the food?
The Carter County residents that meet the income requirements.
When do you distribute it?
On Tuesdays and Wednesdays, we're open from 10 o'clock till 12:30. We close for an hour for lunch, and then from 1:30 to 4.
There you go. So it'll be tomorrow and Wednesday this week.
Yes, sir.
Right? Yep. So if they're out there listening for the first time and know someone that wants to come what's the qualifications to do this?
You know,
Go ahead.
They need to bring their ID, a valid ID, proof of residency, which can be a utility bill, lease agreement, or property tax statement, proof of income, which can be unemployment, food stamps, child support, alimony, you name it. If you earn it, we can take it. Self-employment, you need to provide a tax return. And other than that, come on in, sign on up, and we'll get you help the same day.
Yep. Social media, how do we find you?
We're at armfoodpantry.com, or you can call us at 423-542-0919.
There you go. Good stuff. See you back here in 2 weeks. Come
2
do it again.
weeks.
Do it all over again. Thank you, Rick. Appreciate you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Michelle.
Thank you.
From the ARM Ministries, folks, please help these folks out. They're making a difference. What was the families again? 438 is what you said?
Yes, that went to clothing. We did 922 last month.
922 folks here in Carter County. 438 got clothing. Is that right? Wow. Yeah. Needs out there, folks. Quick break. We'll be right back. We'll run down the high school basketball regionals girls next here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
We are not okay with the staggering statistics of our youth. They have become familiar with brokenness, pain, and frustration. But their pain has become our concern, and their hopes, our responsibility. But we want to see the world transformed by Jesus Christ through the influence of coaches and athletes. Our mission is to lead every coach and athlete into a growing relationship with Jesus and His church. But what can you do about it? What if your actions now can help the future them? Together, we can help them become who God has designed them to be. But the time is now. And the action we take today helps them tomorrow.
Back on the Tom Daly Sports Show. Here we go. Let's run down some girls basketball coming up tonight. First off, as we told you, Evan Carter, again, avoiding serious injury after being hit on the forearm by a pitch in the first inning in Sunday's game yesterday against the Giants. Left the game, but the x-rays on Carter's forearm showed no fracture. He's day-to-day. That's good news for Evan Carter. So, and of course, we know the story on Evans. Don't need to go down that trail, but you know how good this kid is and what a talent he is. So he took a pitch on the forearm. No x-rays said no broken bones, so he's day-to-day, which is very good news for the young man, of course, from Elizabethton, Tennessee. All right, here we go. Let's run down the girls basketball regionals tonight. For me, it's the most important game of the year. If you win this, you play in the regional championship on Wednesday, and you're also guaranteed to get to the sub-state. So this is how it works. You play tonight, you win, you play Wednesday. If you win Wednesday, you'll be at home on Saturday. If you lose on Wednesday, you'll go on the road Saturday to play. But if you win Saturday, you go to the state tournament. So this is the game, to me, the game of the year for everybody, because you're guaranteed two more and a chance to get to the state tournament if you win tonight. All right, so you look at the ladies in 4A first. We got Leslie's here, Gary Rose here. Going to talk a little SEC Kentucky basketball, just SEC basketball in general. Hello, Carl Wilson. Hello, Sandra Tankersley, Elizabeth Bowles, Ashton Slegel, Bobby Dick and the Gator Man, Leon Tolley. Thank you all, Pete Taylor. All right, girls tonight. Dobbins-Mint at Morristown East playing at Morristown East. Sevier County, Daniel Boone the other game. That's in 4A, involving our local teams. In 3A, our game tonight, you've got the Cyclones taking on Volunteer in Game 2 at Claiborne. The first game will be Crockett and Greenville. That'll be at 6 o'clock tonight. Crockett, Greenville, 6. Volunteer, Elizabethton, 7:30. We'll go on there at 7 from Claiborne High School. Got to get in the car and head that way here in a few minutes. In 2A basketball, the Hampton Lady Bulldogs will take on Gatlinburg Pittman and Alcoa High School tonight. And Alcoa and Oneida will be on the other side of that regional semifinal. Then in single A, Cloudland and Cosby and Washburn and North Green. All those two games are being played at Cosby High School in Cosby, Tennessee. And that's the girls. Tomorrow night, here's the guys. In 4A, Jeff County, Morristown West. Morristown East, Sevier County being played at Morristown East tomorrow night in 4A. In 3A, at Claiborne, Crockett, Unicoi County at 6. Greenville and Tennessee High at 7:45 tomorrow night at Claiborne High School. Then you have South Green and Austin East and Alcoa and Gatlinburg Pittman and 2A boys tomorrow night at Alcoa High School. Then in single A, North Green and Cloudland and Cosby and University High playing at Cosby High School tomorrow. So good luck to our teams there in 1A, in fact, to all of our teams. So the boys are tomorrow night. The girls are tonight. We'll go and air the broadcast at 7 o'clock from Claiborne High School. Dr. Minton and I will bring it to you. And we're looking very much to the part of doing that tomorrow night in the, I keep saying tomorrow night, tonight in the regional semifinal. It'll be tonight. Let me say it one more time. Keep tripping myself up. It will be tonight. That's where we're going to do it. We'll do it from Claiborne High School. All right. One more before the break. We've got the NCAA Clifton Corker, who is from Johnson City and made this ruling down in Greenville. Clifton Corker, the judge, NCAA rules barring the use of NIL compensation recruiting, received a blow in federal court on Friday when a U.S. district judge granted a temporary injunction in a lawsuit stemming from NCAA violations, investigating Tennessee. So what's this mean? It means they stopped the NCAA from enforcing any rules relating to third-party negotiation on NIL compensation until a final decision is reached in the case. The third party being agent. You have the school, you have the athlete, and you have that third party. Stops the NCAA from enforcing any rules relating to that third-party negotiation on the name, image, and likeness, which means Joe Schmo can get in there and lobby on my behalf. They're going to try and stop that. Well, they can't. They're going to go ahead and do that. Attorney generals from Tennessee and Virginia sued the NCAA on January 31st on antitrust grounds amid news that Tennessee was under investigation for multiple Level 1 infractions in and around Nico. Amin Lovea, who is the quarterback who signed a deal believed to be in the $8 million range. And so U.S. District Judge Clifton Corker in Greenville handed down the decision, who, of course, is a judge from the Tri-Cities. And so he said it kind of smacked NCAA back down a rat hole, really. So, and that's what's going on there. And so stay tuned. They're talking about retaliating, and they're talking about suing. So they being the NCAA. All right. Last story before we go to the break, and Leslie's coming up next, and Gary Rose coming. We've got, you want to get something to eat first? Probably good. I'm thinking, because we're running a wee bit behind. We've got a lot of guests today. Nikola Jokic, 32 points, 16 boards, 16 assists. 3-game stretch, he had triple doubles 3 straight games. Wow. February 22nd, 21 points, 19 rebounds, 15 assists. February 23rd against Portland, 29 points, 15 rebounds, 14 assists. Yesterday against the Warriors, 32 points, 16 boards, 16 assists. Second player in NBA history to have at least 80 points, 50 rebounds, and 45 assists in the 3-game span. Only other one did that was Wilt Chamberlain back in 1968. So Nikola Jokic is the real deal. He's on his way, I would think, with what's the big guy's name in Philadelphia? He's hurt. Joe Embiid. So with him being out, I would think that he's a shoe-in for a third MVP. They can't stop him. The guy's, what is he, 7 foot? In those games against the Wizards, he was from the field 10 out of 10. Against Portland, 12 out of 17. And last night against Golden State, 13 out of 24 from the floor. The guy can light him up. He can play. So, anyway, he is on his way to a third MVP. And 3 straight nights he's had a triple-double. Some don't do it in their whole career. He did it 3 nights in a row, which is an incredible feat. So we'll take a break. We'll come right back. Leslie's in the house. She joins us from Sycamore Shoals State Park. She will join us next after this from our good friends at Physical Therapy Services on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. From Physical Therapy Services, one of our great sponsors. You work with pediatrics at PTS. Tell me about that.
I do not. I work with pediatric athletes, but yes, we do pediatric at 1500 in the medical care building. That's when they work with people that they're developmentally delayed, where they're having a hard time walking, crawling, that kind of thing. Also Down syndrome, autism, all of that. And so they work, PT and OT work in conjunction with each other to help these kids get back to normal life.
Something that they treat a lot more than I realized, headaches. A lot of folks come in with headaches and you help them. Tell me about that.
Yep. So headaches can come from the neck. It can come from, you can have vertigo and headaches and that kind of thing. So what we do is we do an evaluation, see if we can kind of pinpoint where those headaches are coming from, either refer them out if they need other help from like an ENT or something like that, a migraine specialist, or if we think that we can help them, we'll treat their neck and whatever other issues that they have going along with that.
Social media, how do we find you?
We have Facebooks for the pediatric and the ortho clinics, and then you can either call us or find me on a sideline somewhere.
Dr. Aaron Kaiser, one of our great sponsors with Physical Therapy Services of Cyclone Football and the Tom Taylor Sports Show. And back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, again, Cyclone basketball tonight, 7 o'clock airtime from Claiborne High School, taking on the Volunteer Lady Falcons out of Churchill. They're 18-12 or 12-16. The Lady Cyclones have won, 5 of the last 6. They're playing some really good basketball, and tonight, big one tonight, no question. It'll be pressure-packed, nerve-wracking. You lose, you're done. 32 minutes of basketball, and everybody's going to be on pins and needles tonight, including me. So,
okay, are you doing it?
Yes, ma'am.
All
Going to
right.
broadcast it. So, Yep, we'll travel up here in a few minutes and call that game later on tonight. So we are ready to talk about Sycamore Shoals State Park. So what is going on at Sycamore Shoals?
Okay, we've got Saturday a weed wrangle. If you want to help us pull weeds, we got gloves for you to wear, and they'll put you to work. And that's from 9 till 12. At the same time, inside the building, we have a gardening seminar with Master Gardener Ben Hunter. He's doing vegetable gardening Saturday. That's free. Then March 16th and 17th, we've got the Overmountain Weavers Guild Fibers Show and Sale. So they'll have people weaving and spinning and doing all of those things, and then things they've already done for sale. So those are our big ones in March. And then the really, really big one in April 8th on Monday from 1:30 to 4:30 is the solar eclipse.
Yep.
Celebration. It's from a historical view of like what the Cherokee thought of the solar eclipses when they happen, that type of thing. And there'll be a telescope there with a solar eclipse filter on it you can look through, and Randy will be manning that most likely.
Randy does a lot of things, doesn't he?
He does. He just got done being John Sevier at the Battle of Tipton Haynes.
He's a keeper, isn't he?
Yeah, he lost.
Yeah,
Saturday,
he lost.
Though. Yep.
He lost?
He lost. John Sevier lost that one. Yep.
He lost a fight?
Saturday.
Who was he fighting?
It was the battle at Tipton Haynes Farm between John Sevier and John Tipton.
John Tipton?
Yep.
Yep.
Over
tug of war?
State of Franklin.
Was it a tug of war? Oh, guns. Okay. Shooting guns and
screaming and hollering.
And he lost. You
he
what?
Lost every year.
He lost every year.
He doesn't understand it.
Well, bless his heart. But you had fun. That's all that matters. So
they're working on the amphitheater now. So coming in June, we got Liberty. We're getting ready to start rehearsals probably March 1st next week, I think, don't we? And I'll be portraying Elizabeth Carter, John Carter's wife, this year, and Randy's going to be portraying two people, James Robertson, understudy, and John Carter, understudy.
Wow.
So we might get to act together a couple of nights. He's
multi-talented, that Randy
He is. He just does everything.
I'll tell you what. I don't know how'd you reel him in?
I don't know.
I don't know. So, Cash.
Oh,
Cash,
shoot.
there you go. All right. We got some show and tell.
It's just books. I wanted this week. I was going to talk about our book section. We've got over 100 books that you can choose from. I just had a gentleman come in. That's what made me run behind. Right before I came, he came in this morning, bought $80 worth of books.
Wow.
He says, I got to read some more, so I need new. And I had new ones, so he was excited. He's probably bought every book we have. But
that's awesome.
we've got a big selection. We've got little ones like this.
Okay.
This is a little bit about the biographies of the signers of the Declaration of Independence.
Cool.
We got a bunch of different ones of those. If you're into being in the woods.
Wait a minute. Let's go one by one. So how much is this?
On the back, $10.95. Is that what it is? $9.95 plus tax.
Declaration of Independence, short biographies of its signees.
And
or
we've
signers,
got
rather. That's
6 or
neat.
7 different books from that particular book publisher.
Okay.
If you're into being in the woods, we've got books similar to this. Foraging for mushrooms, that's a popular one.
Identifying 29 wild edible mushrooms.
Yep.
There you go. Right there.
That
All right.
one's $16.99 plus tax.
Okay.
Books like this has to do with, we got a Cherokee section, and that's Cherokee plants and their uses. That one is $9.95.
Okay. At the Sycamore Shoals State Park gift shop, folks.
If you have children, we've got all kinds of books for them. And that's a sample of it, The Rock Hunt, and it's for younger children, elementary children, and very, very
educational.
Good.
$12.99. Okay.
We've got a series if they're a little older, and this is by one of our area authors.
Jenny Coates?
And Cody, and she's also a reenactor. She comes and does some of our reenactments. She's a Christian lady, so really good books. It's kind of from a person, and she's got a series. There'll be 7 in the series. We'll be in number 5, Sycamore Shoals, but they're historical accounts from animals' perspective.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so kind of older, elementary, young teens, they would love them. And it's a whole series. So far, she's come out with 3 of them, but she's got ready what she's going to have in each one. And we're in number 5, she said, Sycamore Shoals. Now, these are for just whoever wants to read. That's a real good one, Legends and Lore. And it's about in the East Tennessee area.
Yep. $23.99 for this one. Yep. Legends and Lores of East Tennessee, right?
This one's, we've got some of those series. I know other places in Elizabethton have those, but we've got Elizabethton, Carter County, Johnson City. We might have Rome Mountain. A couple of others of those.
How neat.
That series.
Very nice. Okay. This, by the way, price point on this is $24.99. It's all about Elizabethton. Okay.
And we've got Carter County too. For those people that like to cook, we've got some different kinds of cookbooks. There's a sample of them. That one's very cheap.
Old-timey recipes. Mount Memory books printed in Charleston, West Virginia. Rhubarb jelly, sunshine preserves, sassafras jelly, butterscotch candy, heavenly kisses, chocolate fudge, potato biscuits, mountaineer hash, pork pie. Pretty cool book right there. So price on this is,
I think it's $3 or $3.95.
Okay.
It's very cheap.
All
then
right.
you got this one.
Southern Appalachia Farm Cooking, a memoir of food and family by Robert Netherland for $29.95. All right. You sell a lot of books up there, don't you?
We do. And then we've got some historical. This is just a sample of some. We've got a really good historical section, mostly Revolutionary War period. We do have some Civil War as well. This is the Battle of King Mountain. And this book is really good. It's got eyewitness accounts from back then of what happened during that battle.
$23.99, the Battle of Kings Mountain.
Very interesting.
All right.
A little teeny book, State of Franklin. If you ever wanted to know what the State of Franklin was, what happened, what Randy did Saturday, you can read this little teeny book.
$5.95 for that one. All right.
Now this is a hardback, and decorative hardback at that, but this is one of the best books on the early history of Tennessee, called The Annals of Tennessee, J.G. Ramsey. Oh man, it's not marked price-wise, but we didn't want to put stickers on it. It's so pretty. But I think, I'm going to guess $39.95, I think, and it's a hardback.
There you
We've
go.
got several hardbacks about the history of the area, but this is an excellent one if you need information about Tennessee.
Is there any more?
That's it.
Oh, that's it?
That's
Okay.
just a smattering of the over 100 books we've got.
All different prices, all different. I like those old-timey recipes. So, have you ever had Martha
Mama.
Washington candy?
Or you got Mama's pickled spinach.
Mama's
in there.
pickled spinach, pickled peaches, potato biscuits, sourdough starter. Down on this end, you got sunshine preserves, pitted cherries. Pretty much what it's going to be about. Rhubarb jelly. You got oyster stuffing, apple stuffing, butter cookies, holiday macaroons. $3.95 for that one. So there's a myriad of books and prices and topics, right?
Yes, we go all the way from real cheap to real expensive.
Sure. It's all what you want, what you're looking for.
That's right.
Awesome. We'll see you next Monday.
All right.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Bring
I'll
me
get
some
these
pens. I'm
your
out of
way.
pens.
Pens are coming.
Yeah, I got this one here. Only pen I use now. I don't know why, but well, I do know why. It's the best. Sycamore Shoals State Historic Park pen. So, and they don't care what pen I use, but I just want you to know it's a very smooth,
Writing,
nice.
good writing.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is. Hello, Janice Googe. How you doing, Lady Karen Gentry? We're live here at Chick-fil-A in Elizabethton. We'll take a break, come right back, talk a little SEC basketball. We'll do that right after this. I'm not even sure I played the national anthem this morning. I didn't. I don't think. Or did I? I don't know. Don't remember. We were having a snag when we got started, so let's play the national anthem. No, I did play. That's right. Now, we'll take a break, and I will let Gary come in here, and I'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
These are the hands that planted the seed. and pulled the weeds and fixed the engine and harvested the crop and loaded the truck. But of all these hands do, nothing is more important than being a good neighbor. From the farm to Food City, local produce is all in a day's work.
To mom this hard, you delegate. Kate, that bathroom's not clean yet. Jimmy, I need help with the dishes, big guy. I delegate like a mother, and I let Food City do the grocery shopping for me. With Go-Kart Curbside Pickup, I tell them what I need and how I like it. I order everything online and pick it all up curbside. With Go-Kart, I'm taking motherhood to a whole nother level.
Mother like no other, only at Food City.
And back on the Tom Dolan Sports Show, joined by our buddy. Saw him Saturday. We're doing Milligan basketball, and had a young lady that was dancing and cheering. I guess dancing and cheering for the last time, or dancing for the last time, right?
Well, she is a senior, but she was honored with a COVID year, so she'll be back in the fall. She finishes up in December, so we're very thankful that she was offered that COVID year. It helps with grad school, so because she's started grad school in January, so. She's in there now, and actually she's an interim over at Eastside right now, and she'll go through the summer and fall, and she'll be finished up and ready to support Dad.
Yeah. She's going to get off Dad's payroll, and Dad's going to go on her payroll.
You got it.
Yep, that's how it works.
That's the idea.
So before we get into, we're going to talk about SEC basketball.
Yeah.
Talk about Milligan. It's a great university.
Yeah.
I know you and Mama are very proud your daughter's gone there.
We are.
It's been a good experience, hasn't it?
It's been great. It's, of course, first and foremost, it's a Christian school. And, with the way society's going, with education, the woke education that's being introduced to and really forced down kids' throats today, knowing that your child's going to be instructed, with a lot of different, I guess, holistically with the maths and the sciences and all that, but just to know that there's the Christian atmosphere there. They've got Sunday night Vesper service that they offer for their students, and I know Olivia has loved that, and just the camaraderie among the student body has been great for her, and so we're thrilled to death with Milligan, and Michelle and Nora, I went there, but we certainly recommend it to any parent.
There you go.
Yeah.
Great testimonial.
Yeah.
We're here again at Chick-fil-A in Elizabethton. Again, I've been sipping on all day the Frosted Mango Passion. Awesome. I mean, it is really, really good. Get out there. They're going up the road in a minute to go to. You're up in that neck of the woods. Where am I? I'm going to New Tazewell, Tennessee. You know where that's at?
Yeah, you said it's down around Middlesboro, Kentucky, right across the border.
You go to Bean Station, get on 25E, and head up over some mountain, Lone Pine Mountain, or Clinch Mountain, or somewhere.
Yeah. I know.
I've never been there.
Vicinity of where you're talking about. I'm more southeast Kentucky. That's more central Kentucky, or south central Kentucky.
I think we stay on that road. You ultimately get to Corbin and Middleborough. So.
Yeah. Corbin and Middlesboro. Hey, there's some good football there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, both Middlesboro and Corbin.
Pretty good football.
Always stout in football. Oh yeah. Yeah.
He's here to talk a little SEC basketball. It's coming down the stretch. I know Tennessee's got Auburn in no particular order. I know they finished with Kentucky, but they've got Auburn Wednesday night. They got Alabama and South Carolina and then Kentucky, and I can't remember who's playing where. I know Kentucky's the final games at all.
Yeah, it's in Knoxville.
So now Auburn is on Wednesday night, and I don't know.
I think Auburn goes to Knoxville.
Yeah, they're coming to Knoxville Wednesday, and I think they'll go to Alabama and they'll go to South Carolina. I
think that's right. Yeah.
But anyway, we're coming down the home stretch. It's a pretty competitive race in the SEC right now, isn't it?
It is. I was looking this morning because it seems like it's fluid. It changes. It seems like every week, and they've got I think there's 6 teams right now that are vying for those 4 coveted first-round buys of the SEC tournament. That's a brutal tournament. You know, I mean, if you play in that play-in game and you get lucky enough to keep going, I mean, it's, you know, you're playing what, 5 games in 4 days?
4 days,
yeah. I guess 5 games in 5 days. But yeah, that's brutal.
It's a grind.
Yeah,
no question. So you want to finish in the upper echelon for sure, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and right now, you know, it looks like probably as it stands right now, Alabama and Tennessee are kind of in the driver's seat. Of course, you know, they're going to play each other, and then, you know, Kentucky sits in a position to where they can either kind of ruin the tournament for some team, or they can ruin it for themselves. You know, so they're in an interesting position, unfortunately.
He's a Kentucky guy.
Oh yeah.
You know, South Carolina was playing some really good basketball, but the last couple of games they've kind of hit a wall, haven't they?
Yeah, it really shocks me. Of course, you know, they're still a top 25 for now, but you know, they're physical, they're athletic, they're long. I really thought they had something, and they still might, but you know, to put together a run. But they've got that type of team that they can. You know how college basketball is. It's, you know, you'll hit a lull for a few weeks. You know, you may play on top of the world for 3 weeks and then lose to nobodies for 2 weeks. You know, that's just how it works.
Very well put. So what's wrong or what's right? What's going on with your Kentucky Wildcats right now?
Well, it's a heavily debated topic right now in the Bluegrass State. Without question, they've got one of the most talented teams. Very athletic, very fast, great shooting, 3 7-footers. How do I put this politically correct, Tom?
Just shoot it, Hoss. We're country. Just let it rip.
It starts at the top. And personally, this is just a personal opinion, I think John Calipari is probably one of the greatest recruiters in the nation, but it's just obvious, and it's obviously known that he just doesn't seem to develop players. Big men and point guards seem to have always been his strengths, and Kenny Payne, who was his assistant for many years, seemed to develop the big guys, and they were always pretty stout by March. But Kenny's, of course, gone. And then point guards were always a real strong point of Kentucky basketball, and they still are. But there's just, when Kentucky has to slow down in a half-court offense, it's just not good. If they can get into a run and gun type of game, they can play with anybody in the nation. But slowing the ball down on them is key, because their half court just doesn't seem to click. And defensively, there is no defense. At one time, they were second to last in the country in defensive efficiency, and that's not a good formula for any type of championships.
So I'm not a coach. How do you have not one, not two, but 3 7-footers, and you can't dominate the game? I don't get that.
That's been the question all year. And, you know, of course, they haven't been healthy up until the last few weeks, but still, I don't know that was an excuse, because they had parts that they should have won games that they lost. The big man who was a 5-star, Bradshaw, he's real thin, and players they honestly just play through his chest, and he can't do anything about it. Ivisic, the fellow that forever was they were trying to get cleared, finally did get cleared. He's got a great skill level. He's a typical European type player, pretty good defensively. So he's really helped them. But then kind of out of nowhere, Onyenso come on. He's the other 7-footer, great shot blocker. So the backcourt, the big guys seem to they've evolved some, but there's a big missing link there.
If I'm Calipari, and I'm not, I got 3. I'm going to play a 2-3, or at least try it. Put the 3 7-footers how could you get a shot off? You got 3 7-footers in there playing on the
that's been the
under.
argument. Of course, Kentucky fans, we're all coaches.
Yeah.
And but it seems like this is the consensus that go to his, at least try his zone. But Coach Cal he's very stubborn, and he will not go away from a man-to-man defense. And teams for his entire tenure, he cannot defend a pick and roll or any kind of a back screen, and they kill us on that. And so when he's playing that man-to-man, big men, they can't retreat back to defend, and he will not go away from it.
Wow. Hello, young lady. How are you? Good. How are you? You make it. You guys are sweethearts. Thank you. You've been to Buc-ee's, haven't you? God bless you. Thank you. I'm going to eat these on the way to Tazewell. Thank you.
Oh, nice.
Thank you. Sugar-free milk chocolate covered peanuts.
Nice.
Good care.
Good old Buc-ee's.
Good old Buc-ee's. Heading. Yep.
Man,
2 back.
Took care of you.
God, that's so nice. This is one of my listeners in Hampton. Thank you. Got me some.
Tom, you are a highly thought of man in this area. I'll just tell you.
Really?
Absolutely.
Well, because I got Buc-ee's chocolate covered peanuts.
Yeah.
Well,
all the perks.
Yeah, I'm honored to come do this show every day. There's days it drives me nuts with the technology, but it is what it is. So I'm going back to Calipari. You got a 2-3. You got 3 7-footers.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer, but if I got 3 7-footers, I'm going to tell you, when you come in to shoot that ball, you got 3 shots, you're going to get that thing blocked. 3 opportunities by 3 different guys. Why in the world would he not take advantage of the height he's got and make? I mean, it'd almost be. I mean, I guess you can get a shot, but it'd almost be. You couldn't penetrate it. I mean, I'm thinking
it's highly defended.
2 guys up front, and those are probably 6'5", 6'6", right?
Yeah, they're good size. They're good size guards.
So they're going to be up front in a 2-3. You put 3 7-footers across the back if you're Calipari, and I'm thinking, how in the world can you get a shot off? And yet he won't do that, will he?
Will not do it. And, in his one of the starters, Trey Mitchell, he was a kid that transferred in from West Virginia. He's probably our best defender outside of maybe Onyenso here lately with this shot blocking. But altogether, Trey Mitchell's probably our best defender. He's out with some back issues right now, but he's 6'10", and so you're looking at any given time, now granted sometimes he runs a 3-guard offense, but typically he's going to have a 6'10" and at least 1 7-footer.
Wow.
And then he rotates 2 other 7-footers in, but it just refuses to go to his zone.
So he's got 3 7s and a 6'10".
Yeah. Yeah, he's got.
I'd have 3 of them on the floor. It was me at all times.
Yeah. You would think they would be, and like I've always said, if a team outshoots you from the 3, congratulations, you beat us.
Yeah.
But if you've got that type of height and athleticism,
you're not coming inside.
No, you wouldn't think so.
I mean, seriously, think about that.
Yeah.
You got 3 7-footers.
Yeah.
And a 6'10" guy, and I would have them on, as I said, any combination thereof. I'd have 3 of those guys on the floor at any given time.
Yeah.
If I could.
Yeah.
You said one of them's hurt, right?
What's that?
One of them's been hurt.
Yeah. So they've had their fair share of injuries throughout the year, but they've only got one out hurt right now, and he's kind of day to day. So hoping to get him back at least by maybe Tennessee, maybe this week. But he's kind of day to day. But he's honestly kind of the glue that holds everything together. He's veteran, and he's just a smart player. Of course, they got the freshman Shepard, who's really become the team leader. He's tough.
He can play.
Yeah, he can play.
Court general.
Yeah.
Floor general.
Yeah.
Who did they blow out Saturday? Was it Alabama?
Alabama.
Yeah.
Put up that's the most points they ever put up against a ranked team in Kentucky history.
Wow.
Yeah, 117 points.
So who you got this week?
We got Mississippi State tomorrow night, and then we got Arkansas Saturday.
Both winnable games.
Both winnable, and then after Arkansas, we got Vanderbilt, and then
Tennessee.
And then Tennessee.
Yeah.
At Mississippi State, you got Arkansas and Vandy at home, and then at Tennessee.
Wow. And then you get into the SEC tournament, which, as he said, is going to be rugged, and he's right. It's going to be, I think in March Madness this year, I think probably put about eight or 10 teams in the bag and shake them up. That could be your national champion. Tennessee could be one of them. Kentucky could too.
I mean, they can make a run if they can put some defensive games together. They can make a run, no question. I think there's probably 3 to 4 teams out of the SEC that could make a run. I mean, Auburn. I wouldn't want to play Auburn. I wouldn't want to play Auburn in the tournament.
Yep, I would agree with you. South Carolina, I thought would be pretty tough too, although they've kind of tailed off. But on the national scope, the team I keep watching and they can play is Houston, and they're athletic.
Houston may be the best team in the nation.
Oh, they can play some lockdown defense.
And Connecticut, UConn is very similar style. I hope they are both far away from our bracket and they play each other because I wouldn't want to play either of those teams.
Yeah. Purdue, I kind of hit and miss with Purdue.
I think Purdue's the most beatable, top-ranked team in the nation.
Yeah. Marquette runs hot and cold. North Carolina right now is kind of running hot and cold. Tennessee really is kind of running hot and cold. Although, hopefully they're going to start getting it together. I watched the Texas A&M game the other day. I mean, Texas A&M's not very good.
Right.
And so that I'm not sure. I mean, a win's a win, but I'm not sure what a statement game that was. I think Wednesday night against Auburn will be a statement game. They can beat Bruce Pearl.
No question. That's going to be tough.
Because he loves coming back to Knoxville and beating the Vols.
Well, you think about it, it's really similar to it's going to be real similar to the Kentucky game against Auburn. Both teams are back and forth. They're up and down the floor quick. Both are big. They're very physical. Both teams are very physical. And so, we'll see. Last man standing, really.
Last man standing.
Yeah, it's going to be a battle.
He is also the pastor at Fairview Baptist Church. What's going on in Fairview right now?
Well, we've got a couples conference coming up March 15th, and so any of your listeners out there, if you would be interested in that, it's called Love and Respect, and it's a great conference, and it'll be a Friday night and Saturday morning and early afternoon conference. $30, and that money goes towards one book for the couple, and some money towards a pizza or something Friday night and breakfast on Saturday morning. And Tom, I'm very burdened for families today.
With good reason.
Yeah, for good reason.
They're falling apart.
Yeah, and think about this. I've been preaching and throughout February on the family. I want to ask you a question. Satan was cast out of heaven, right?
Right.
When did we first meet him in Scripture? What's going on on earth when we first meet Satan?
Adam and Eve.
Doesn't appear until the first family gets together. Mm-hmm. That's when he goes on the attack.
Yep. And he hasn't stopped.
And he hasn't stopped since. And it's and he's done hand it to him. He's done a great job of tearing the most sacred institution that God ever put together. He's tearing it apart. And so, as a pastor, as a Christian, I'm really burdened for couples. I'm burdened for our kids. I just preached yesterday on the home and kids and parenting and so forth. And the statistics alone are just staggering, and it's really sad. We're looking right now. It's anywhere between 70 and 80% of high school graduates. They disaffiliate from the church for at least a decade. And after that decade, about maybe half of those come back to church.
Mm.
And,
wow!
And so it's a staggering statistic. It's an eye-opening statistic, really, it should be for churches and for Christians in general.
So the divorce rate is high inside. You're talking about inside churches, inside the Christians.
It's honestly, there's not a big discrepancy any longer between inside the church and outside the church as far as marriages go. Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, there's not a huge discrepancy. There's some, but it's not huge.
Like it should be.
No, it's nothing like it should be. So, that's one of the big things we got coming up pretty soon is this couples conference. And so, if any of your listeners are interested, just feel free to call me at the church, and we'd be glad to put you on the list and get you a book, and you can come and hang out with us. It's not a ploy to try to get people, try to recruit or whatever. But if we can help a family, regardless of where you go to church, that's what we're for. So if you'd be interested, just let us know. We'd love to have you.
I got to speak there last year when he went on vacation.
Yeah.
He hit the bottom of the barrel and said, "Hey, ain't nobody else. You're the only warm-bodied person still out there. Will you come speak for us?" I said, "Yeah, I'll do that." And I had a blast. I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
So.
they enjoyed you, and I sure still appreciate that, and it won't be the last time, I can assure you.
Well, I enjoyed it. It has a nice church, and it has an Awana program for the kids, which is awesome. And so, Fairview Baptist on Watauga Road here in Elizabethton. So, how do we find you on social media?
So we've got a Facebook page, Fairview Baptist Church. You'll see a picture of our church on our whatever that is, your icon or whatever that is. Yep. Yeah. So that's our Facebook page. Our services are also streamed on YouTube as well, and it's Fairview Baptist Church, Watauga, Tennessee. And so you can catch our services there too. So.
All right. So last question before I let you go.
Yeah.
This guy's a big Kentucky Wildcat fan. Are you a fan of the eventual national champion this year or not? You think you got the horses to win it all?
That's a loaded question. I spent Saturday night with listening to Pete Rose. Got to meet Pete Rose, which was a dream come true for me. But I'm not a betting man, and so I never. When I fill out a bracket, Kentucky's always my champion. I just can't bring myself to pick against them. But do they have the pieces? Yes. Can they string together 5 or 6 straight games? That's yet to be seen. And so I like to think so, but we'll just see how it falls.
How was Pete Rose? He was in Bristol, wasn't
he? Pete was great, and just through a crazy turn of events, I got to spend a lot of time with him personally. And
oh, really?
Yeah, it was great. I'll have to show you some pictures in a minute. But he's 82 now. It's hard to believe, 82 years old. But he's sharp as a tack. Great baseball historian, all about winning. And I'll tell one quick little funny story. He was talking about Bob Gibson, and what a great quote. He said Bob Gibson could throw a baseball so hard that he could throw it through a car wash and not get the ball wet. I thought that was a compliment. Yeah,
that's bringing it.
That's bringing it. Yeah. So yeah, it was really cool. It's something I always wanted to do. And he was over at the Paramount, and a friend of mine, Jennifer over there, she'd asked me to catch the first pitch that Coach Verducci threw out, and so got to meet Pete that way a little bit, and of course I got the VIP thing and got to meet him through that as well. So it was just really cool. It was just one of those once in a lifetime things for me, and so it was neat.
Big crowd.
Huge crowd. It was nearly a sellout.
Yeah.
So
Pete Rose is in Bristol over the weekend at the Paramount.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I know somebody else went, and they sent me a picture of the baseball of him doing the head first slide on the side of the baseball.
That's the one I got, actually. Yeah, that's my favorite picture of him.
Yeah.
That's how he played. So that's why he was probably one of my favorites of all time. So
we used to get wiffle balls when I was a kid. It was the Pete Rose Charlie Hustle wiffle ball.
Yeah.
And it had a autograph sign on the box, of course, the Pete Rose. But yep, Charlie Hustle.
I asked him about that, and he said Mickey Mantle and Whitey Ford gave him that name.
Really?
Yeah. They Whitey kind of poked at him a little bit. He'd gotten a walk, and he sprinted to first base. And Whitey made a comment about him, Charlie Hustle, and then Mickey had done something as well. And when they got back in the dugout, or Mickey had something went on with Mickey and Pete as well. And Whitey said, "Hey, what'd you think about Charlie Hustle out there?" Kind of poking at him, and it stuck. Yeah.
Wow.
So.
And with good reason.
Yeah.
The guy ran to first base. You remember Pete Rose? Remember back in the day, he ran everywhere. I mean, he hustled everywhere.
Yeah.
Charlie Hustle.
He did. Yeah, no doubt.
So part of the Big Red Machine.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
And I saw over the weekend where George Foster had heart surgery in Cincinnati. He had a heart complication. Had some heart surgery. So.
Yeah.
And Pete's 82. These guys are getting up there in years, but.
Yeah.
Man, they could play back in the day.
He could play. He still, he was talking all about his grandsons and great-grandsons. And, he says he's got a 9-year-old grandson, the best player in the league out in Vegas. And he said the kid can hit. So he was really plugging his grandkids, so.
I don't think, unfortunately, we'll see. I don't think he'll be in the Hall of Fame before he passes. I don't see him making any changes.
I don't think so, and he says that as well. He was asked about that, and they said, "What's baseball waiting on?" And he said, "For me to die."
Wow.
Yeah. So I think he's kind of come to grips with that.
Other folks have done as worse. I don't know. I can get into a whole debate about that, but
yeah,
for the guy who's been such an ambassador of the game, but if he was guilty, he was guilty. But
Yeah, and he made a great statement, and Pete Rose is far from a theologian, I'll just tell you. But he made a great statement, and he said, the thing that he doesn't understand, and this kind of goes with life, he says the things that he doesn't understand is that anybody else gets a second chance in baseball, but he doesn't. And he says, where's the second chance? And I think that just goes with life. People deserve a second chance.
Good point.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming by, sir.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you a lot.
Yep. Pastor Gary Rowe, Kentucky basketball fan.
Yeah.
Fairview Baptist Church pastor, Watauga Road here in Elizabethton, and bleeds blue.
Bleeds blue.
Bleeds
Always.
blue, big time.
Yeah.
Matt got to meet his daddy the other day, too.
Yeah, yeah.
We got to talk about Kaywood Ledford and the great announcer, and your dad got to meet him one time. It was really cool.
Yeah, yeah.
So, good time. See, if you don't go to a Milligan game, you miss out because you get to meet all these cool things and meet cool people at a Milligan basketball game.
Yeah.
I love doing Milligan's games.
They're a blast, and they've got both men's and women been competitive this year, and they're fun to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Fun to watch. Ladies team is
really good.
Really good.
Yeah.
Really good.
You got J.C. Jenkins from Daniel Boone, Lena Lyon from Elizabeth, and Jenna Hare from Sullivan East. You got Haley Padgett from Unicoi County High School. So these local girls they've won 8 in a row now.
Yeah.
And they play tournament on Thursday night at Meadowview. So
put 80, 90 up a game or 100. They put 100 up a time or two. So I mean they can score.
Yeah, they both scored over 100 Saturday.
Yeah.
The ladies did and the guys did too. So
impressive.
Yep. Milligan basketball. It's a fun thing to go watch.
Yep.
We'll talk soon. Thank you.
Appreciate you a lot, Tom.
Yep. Quick break. We'll be right back after this. We'll run down one more time the girls' regional semifinals tonight right here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. One of our great sponsors, Kristen Cannon from Cannon Furniture here in downtown Elizabethton. Why Cannon Furniture? A lot of stores out there, furniture stores. Why Cannon Furniture?
We are one of the only local family-owned, family-run furniture stores. We carry a large variety of manufacturers. We can be your one-stop shop, furniture, bedding, grilling, accessories. We have it all here and also do special orders. So if you can't find it, we can order it.
The beauty of being a mom and pop store, it's pretty cool because you're local and it starts and stops right here, right?
It does. Like any of their local stores, you can call us, speak to a real person. One of us will be answering the phone, not a robot. Same thing when you come in to shop, you're not just a number to us. One of our kids probably plays sports with your kids or goes to church with you or know your neighbor. So it's a good community store. We sponsor a lot of programs in the community. So when you help us, we help you, and we're all a big family.
Very good point. Hours are open?
We are open Monday through Friday, 10 to 6, Saturday, 9 to 5.
And where do we find you on social media?
You find us on Facebook at Cannon's Fine Home Furnishings. Same thing on Instagram.
And the phone number is?
423-543-6937.
One of our great sponsors of Cyclone Sports and the Tom Taylor Sports Show, Kristen Cannon and the kids here at Cannon's Furniture in downtown Elizabethton.
Hi, my name is Brian, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A mac and cheese is you can taste the different types of cheeses and the blends that they use, and everything just comes together. It's like a delicate dance. They're like perfection in every bite.
Hey, my name is Dante, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A nuggets is the authentic taste of it. You can tell it's freshly breaded, seasoned perfectly, and it just has this unique taste that compares to no other. Once I bite into it,
My name is Meredith, and a little thing I love about Chick-fil-A's mac and cheese is the oven-toasted cheesy top layer. If home had a flavor, it would be Chick-fil-A's mac and cheese. I'm passionate about it.
And back on the Tom Daly Sports Show, let's wrap this thing up before we head out on the road. And so here we go. 4A basketball tonight, the regional semifinals for Morristown East. Dobbins Minute takes on Morristown East. Sevier County's Lady Smoky Bears will battle the Trailblazers of Daniel Boone. That'll be tonight at 4A, so good luck to our local teams in 4A. In 2A tonight, you have the Hampton Lady Bulldogs taking on Gatlinburg Pittman at Alcoa at 6 o'clock. You have Alcoa and Oneida in the second game tonight in the regional semifinals in 2A. And in 1A, you've got the Cloudland ladies. Lady Highlanders been ranked in the state all season long, playing Cosby at Cosby. And Washburn will battle the North Green Lady Huskies, who off and on are ranked in the state. In 3A, Crockett and Greenville will play at 6 o'clock at Claiborne High School. We'll bring you the 7:30 game. We being Dr. John Mitten and yours truly bringing it to you from Claiborne High School in New Tazewell, Tennessee. The Lady Cyclones at 12 and 16 and Volunteer at 18 and 12. In the reset, what's going to be going on and the ramifications of what we're doing tonight. And hopefully it'll be a I hit something wrong here. There we go. There we go. You play this tonight, then if you win, you'll be back there on Wednesday. We're playing somewhere Wednesday for the championship. But then at that point, you qualify for the sub-state. So you win tonight, you're in for the chance to get to Murfreesboro. It's the game of the year, in my opinion. From the standpoint that, again, you play tonight. If you win, you'll play the winner of the Crockett-Greenville game for the championship. And both of those teams will play at a sub-state on Saturday. The winner of the championship game will be at home, and the loser on Wednesday will be traveling to down around the Knoxville area. But the bottom line is you win the Saturday game, you're heading off to the state tournament. So tonight you got to get there by winning tonight. That's what I'm trying to say. So huge ball game tonight for everybody. And the boys will play tomorrow night. So that's going to do it from here. Thanks to our guests. We had a boatload of them today. Andrew Lewis, Northeast Community Credit Union. David Nanny, Elizabethton Parks and Rec. Michelle from the Arm Ministry. We had, of course, Gary Rowe talking Kentucky basketball. We had Leslie in from Sycamore Shoals State Park. We had Dale Fair in from Carter County Imagination Library. I think I got them all. I think I did. Hope I did. So, anyway, back with you at 7 o'clock tonight from Claiborne High School in New Tazewell. We'll jump in the car, head down the road, pray for a safe travel, and looks like the weather's going to be okay. And we'll bring it to you tonight, audio only, the Lady Cyclones and the Lady Falcons from Volunteer. We are 12 and 16, winners of 6 of our last 7, and Volunteer with a record of 18 and 12. So the winner will move on. The loser eliminates themselves tonight. Big ball game. We'll have it for you starting at 7 o'clock with a 7:30 tip-off. Until then, did we give the verse today? I think we did. We'll do it again. We'll wind up our show giving you the verse of the day, and we'll do that right here. And it says, Psalm 73:26, my flesh and my heart may fail, but God is the strength of my heart and my portion forever. How about that? My flesh and my heart may fail, but God is the strength of my heart and my portion forever. Wow. How about that one? My flesh and my heart may fail. It will fail. But God is the strength of my heart and my portion forever. Psalm 73:26. We'll see you back here tonight at 7 o'clock from Claiborne High School in New Tazewell, Tennessee. Until then, we'll tell you as always from Chick-fil-A and Elizabethton, show number 2027. We'll tell you simply to bloom where you're planted and win or lose. Be a good sport. Thanks for watching the show today from here at Chick-fil-A and Elizabethton. Back at 7 o'clock. Ladies